To sign in, go to the Western Front Association website, go to the very top and go to the admin login. This will bring up the login page. Here you need to put in your email address that we use to correspond with you, followed by your password. If you get this password wrong 3 times in a row, it will block you out and we'll need to reset it. In this instance, I'm going to be working on Cumbria branch, and this is usually the sort of thing you will see. Occasionally people will be concerned that there's nothing showing here. That's because the events and news are underneath this little arrow there, and up they come, events and latest news. Latest news is used for branches who want to put up a newsletter. It's the events page we're looking at now. Again, this little triangle will open up all the events that have so far been put onto this branch historically, and this might include some of the upcoming events, but you want to add some future events. So go to the events line, and it's these 3 dots that activate the functions to add the event. Go to branch events and click on this, and this brings up the blank template into which you can add content to create your event. It's best to have this in a document somewhere else, ready to go. In this instance, I know the title of the talk and it's the date it's going to be on. It's going to be about Whippet Tank with Rob Langham. Our standard practice here is to put a single quotation mark across the title of the program talk. This just helps pick it out when it's in a listing. We then add the start date, which in this instance is the 21st of March. Select the 21st of March, and then this little tiny little clock feature allows you to put the time the talk starts. It's in a 24-hour clock, so let's pick up 1930, and that will go in. And the end date and time, well, it's the same day, 21st of March, and let's suggest that it goes on till 10 o'clock. I would then next add the body text. Tags are important, but you need to know what sort of tags you're going to be using. The body text can simply be a repetition of the title, but far better to have a couple of lines introducing the talk, perhaps why it will be of interest to for people to come to the talk. Some of this detail is also vital for the Google bots to pick up the page. So then I add a little bit about Rob Langham himself. Either ask the speaker to provide this, or a little Google search can normally find something under the institution the speaker works for, in Amazon or another book publisher, the books they've published. You'll be able to find a little bit about them. Then the tags, the obvious one, sometimes people forget, is the speaker themselves. So add that to tags. This again helps the page to be found, and the Whippet Tank. So if somebody's looking up this speaker and where they're talking, this event will come up. They might be looking for a talk on this subject, and again, it helps that you put it into tags. It'll help this page be found by the Google search. Location is dealt with already. This detail has been put in at the front and doesn't need to be repeated unless you have a change of venue in which you put in the address. And if you wanted that new venue to appear on a Google map, then you need to add the latitude and longitude. We'll add that detail in another talk. The media is important. So we have a thumbnail which appears in the listing at the side of the branch events. If I go to Cumbria, you'll see down the left-hand column, these are the thumbnails, the portrait images which are used in the listing of the picture. While the hero image, or so-called, is used to feature the talk itself. So again, if I pick out a talk, say this one, this is the hero image that goes across the top of the page for the event. So for this talk on Whippet tanks, for the thumbnails, it could well be that I use a picture of Rob Langham, if I can find one. Otherwise, it might be a picture of the Whippet tanks. Now, the media pages here is where all the media, which could be photographs, PDFs, could even be video, is stored for your branch. To find an image, the simplest trick is to go to a Google search, put in subject you're looking for, here Whippet tanks. Looking for an image, so click on images. Now, to make sure it's in copyright or can be used, it's not copyright protected, click on Tools, go to User Rights and select Labeled for Non-Commercial Reuse with Modification. This means you can use the image, crop it down and not feel you're breaking someone's copyright. And here you have a selective selection of images that you might want to use. I might have chosen this one, and the various others you might choose. You then add them by uploading I've prepared this one already as a hero image, and for the thumbnail image I've done, just look up Whippet tank. I think I've cropped this one here and labeled it as a thumbnail and added that one too. So these have now been loaded into my media pages folder. Pick the hero image, up come the selection of images, in it goes. Thumbnail, select my Whippet tank thumbnail portrait shaped image, and there we are. I'm now ready to publish. Now, save and publish. You can save and not publish if you want to go back and add some more detail, but in this instance I want to save and publish and go to the website to refresh the branch and take a look at how it's coming up. And we are in Cumbria, and here's the talk. So we have an image of Whippet tank, we have an image of the speaker, and for event details, just click on that and it brings up the location as well as a little blurb, and it's as simple as that. You can, of course, now opt to share it into social media.